Yo, what is going on, everyone? My name is Mewtwo Fan Nate, and I am your coach of the New York Noibats. It is the playoffs, guys. We are in the playoffs, and we are playing Dan, aka Adrive. So, we did play Dan earlier in the season. It was week number 5. I did come out with a 3-0 victory. It was a really good battle. I had a lot of fun. I did crit him once, so I'm actually naming my Tapu Bulu this week. Sorry for crit, but you know, that's just the one mon that I'm changing the nicknames for, just because, because. Now, before I get into all the team builder stuff, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching these videos over the past, for the entire season. Your support has been greatly appreciated. Thank you guys who have all subbed. We're right around 850 subs right now, so I think at the beginning of this league when we started, we were around like 500 something. So you guys have really been coming through and showing your love and support, and I gotta say thank you, because there's been a pretty big increase on the channel. So definitely thank you guys all for that. Now, pretty much, if you guys don't know how I like to do my team builders, pretty much what we do is we throw up the mons that we have drafted, and then we kind of just talk about team matchup and things like that. So you guys can see my draft consists of Typhlosion, Licky, Crobat, Mesprit, Raikou, Hariyama, Blastoise, Tapu Bulu, Mega Scizor, Piloswine, and Hydreigon. So then he has a very terrifying draft that consists of Mega Beedrill, Tapu Koko, Latias, which is also a Z user, Primeape, Moltres, which is a Super Saiyan Z user, he has a Diggersby, Umbreon, Primarina, Donphan, Bronzong, and Gourgeist. Now, I think when I battled Dan originally, he did not have the Gourgeist, he did not have the Donphan, and he did not have the Primeape. So things are a little bit different. The one thing that I don't think Gourgeist is coming. It might, but I think it's more likely that he brings what is it? The Donphan, because Donphan actually could do a lot of work to my team. It gets really nice coverage moves with like Fire Fang. It gets like play rough. I think he could definitely run some really he could really run like either an offensive one trying to beat Mega Scizor like offensively with like Fire Fang, if he wants to run like a defensive one to take like bullet punches, and he could do something like that. Play rough, for Hariyama. So he has options there. He might want to bring it as like a physical wall. He also might want to bring Gourgeist as a physical wall, because it does kind of shut down Bulu to an extent. So I have to be careful of those kind of things. The one thing that I'm still scared of mostly is that Diggersby. Diggersby can run through my entire team. I have to bring the exact same Piloswine set that I did before just to keep that Diggersby in check. Or else I will get 2KO. Like, that's the one thing on my team that Diggersby doesn't 2KO with return. Otherwise, the entirety of my team does get 2KO'd by it. So I also don't have a Primarina switch in this time around. I'm hoping that I can just use like my Raikou and kind of pip around with U-turn with my Crobat to deal with it. I don't have the same kind of switch-ins that I did last time, but I think he's also going to bring different mons. Like, I don't think he's going to bring Latias this time around. I don't know if he can fit it on there. Like, I didn't expect Latias, and he brought it again last time. He might want to bring Donphan this time for hazard removal. It's possible. I think, like, still the main threats on his team are Diggersby, Primarina. I think if he brings, like, he probably brings Bronzong as well to kind of check Bulu in a way. It's definitely possible. It also, like, Gyro Ball does a good amount to, like, Crobat and things like that, so I could definitely see him bringing that. Moltres is also a pretty good bring, but I don't know if he wants to bring it because my past couple games I've been running Rock Tomb, which is actually what I'm running this week. So if I run Sub Bulu, he can't really switch in as I go for Sub, because I can go Rock Tomb after that, drop his speed, and then outspeed him the next turn after, and be able to knock him out with the Rock Tomb, even through Charlie Berries. So that's kind of why I'm running Rock Tomb this week. But you guys can, I'm not sure if that makes sense to you guys, but because I'm kind of all over the place. I think Beedrill might be coming this time because Beedrill was on his original team the first time when we battled. He said it in his team builder, so it might be coming this time around. I'm not bringing my Mesprit because of that, because I think just giving me like an extra, like I don't want to have like a physical wall that's weak to Mega Beedrill, that kind of thing. So, or just like one of my bulky mons just weak to Mega Beedrill, because I don't want to send it in and then take U-turns. And super effective adaptability U-turns, that is, like, you know, pretty powerful. So, I think as far as like my team matchup against him this week, I think Blastoise is going to be huge. Spoiler alert, I'm bringing Scarf Blastoise with Water Spout. It has not worked the entire season, and I've been trying so hard to make this thing work. I've been trying so hard. I want Dan to see Crobat and the Blastoise and say, okay, so he's going to bring a really offensive Crobat, and then a defensive Blastoise with maybe like Rapid Spin, Scald, Toxic, that kind of thing. And I'm bringing Water Spout, because Water Spout OHKOs Tapu Koko. Depending on how he speed creeps his Beedrill, we might be able to outspeed that, because this Blastoise can outspeed a max speed base 130. So depending on if he speed creeps it to outspeed a max speed like Tapu Koko or Crobat in this case, I will be outspeeding him, because I outspeed both of those things. I outspeed him speed creeping that. So, I'm running just max speed because I don't know where he's going to do his speed creeping on his Mega Beedrill if he decides to bring it. But, you know, I think my Blastoise is going to definitely be the win condition, because, you know, it'll speed size with Diggersby too. So if he runs like max speed, Scarf, Diggersby, we speed tie with it. Like, we can destroy Donphan. Physically defensive Bronzong gets like two-shotted by it, so it's like it's my win condition this week. That's like my analysis for this team matchup is Blastoise, just straight up Blastoise. That's why I'm rocking my Pokeballer Loot Squirtle shirt this week, because, you know, Blastoise has to come through for us. Now, I'm actually kind of going to be taking this game a little bit less seriously, because school has been taking up a lot of my time, so I'm kind of just trying to have fun with it. So I want to just enjoy the battle, not so much, like, I don't want to be stressed out about Pokemon. Like, that's the last thing I want to be stressed out about. So, going into like my sets and everything, so we have a Sub-Swords Dance Tapu Bulu with the Gracium Z, so we can just hit something really hard with a Bloom Doom, because like even his resists, like the Bronzong, after I get to +2, a +2 Bloom Doom from Tapu Bulu, OHKO's Bronzong, he has to run like max physical defense to try to survive one. And if he has like 252 like HP, like 230 defense was what he ran last time, that does like 97% minimum to him. A +2 Bloom Doom. So I think this set right here will really punch a hole in his team. I think that Rock Tomb is a better addition to this one, because he can't use his Moltres to switch in safely, because of course, Rock Tomb does drop your speed. It's actually more accurate, so that's another plus to Rock Tomb. It's really nice for just like a middle speed tier, like base 75, like Bulu, because you do drop speeds, and you then can outspeed following turns on the switch-ins, and then you can hit something with like a Z Wood Hammer or something like that. So I like this Bulu set this week. I think it will do some really good work for me. Now, I do have the next mon, which is going to be the GOAT this week. It is going to be the All-Star, and that is going to be Socks Off the Blastoise, because Blastoise will knock your socks off. You see those cannons on its back? It will knock your socks off. So we are running Water Spout, Ice Beam, Rock Slide, and Scald. We don't really need like another coverage move like Aura Sphere or anything like that, because Umbreon like takes Aura Spheres anyway because it's so bulky. So I wasn't really trying to run Aura Sphere, and it didn't really do much for the rest of my team. Like, I could run Dark Pulse, but then like it's like Like, it's like Primarina just switches into this thing, like, every single time. I mean, it does anyway, but, you know, I'd rather run Rock Slide, because, Rock Slide, I believe, has a higher chance to flinch. So it's just, like, I don't see myself clicking that move at all, like, ever. But I don't need any of the coverage. Like, this is all that I need. In Rock Slide, he doesn't really have, like, a Rock Slide resist, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has a couple, but, you know, it's like Scarf, Rock Slide, Flinch is what you do in VGC. Just gonna be bringing it, don't think I'm clicking it. We have Ice Beam because that does hit the Lotties. It also does hit the Donphan, Gourgeist, and the, I think there's something else I missed. Probably Diggersby. Did I say Diggersby? I don't know. But it does hit some of the things that resist the Water Spout for super effective damage. And then we have Scald just because if I do get weakened to the point where Water Spout doesn't do as much, I can click Scald and then maybe even get a burn, do a little bit more consistent damage. So that's kind of the whole, you know, set for this. So pretty much what the goal is, just to weaken some of his team. Maybe get some Stealth Rocks damage off, some Volt Switch, U-turn kind of thing going on, and then bring this in late game. Make sure hazards are off, and then I just click Water Spout until I win. That's kind of the goal with this team. Now, I don't think it'll actually happen because it's not really like the best team I've ever built. This is actually probably one of the least amount of times I put into team building, so I don't want you guys being mad at me saying that I'm not putting 100% of my effort and just handing Dan a W, because I am trying, I just don't have as much time. So don't get mad at me, please. I'm going to try. This is not going to be like me giving Dan an easy W. Like, I know this seems like a really meme-ish set, but Oko, Tapu Koko, 2 KOs like Fizz Def Bronzong, destroys Donphan, destroys Diggersby, destroys Moltres. Like, it has some use this game. So the next mon we are bringing is our Raikou, and it's actually pretty much the same set that we brought last time, except I did I took one EV down from the HP, so we're at an odd number of HP, and I put one more into speed because last time I did mess up my speed creeping, and I ended up speed tying with the Latias, and his Latias was able to outspeed me, so I just made that adjustment. And I don't know how I didn't see it last time, because I always like to make sure that I'm at an odd number of HP so I can switch into Stealth Rocks more times. But it's really whatever. So pretty much, you know, we have Volt Switch for initiative, Hidden Power Ice to hit that Diggersby. Then we have Thunderbolt and Charge Beam. Charge Beam is really just kind of I don't have any other coverage moves to go for. I don't want to run Rash Nature to get outsped by anything. So because if I do run Rash Nature, then I'm pretty weak on the special side because I have a minus specially defensive nature, and then I have I'm not running Timid, and then I get outsped by things like Latias and things like that. So I pretty much speed tie with base 100s. So I mean, it wouldn't really matter as far as like his Primeape and Moltres goes, but I want to. If I'm running an Assault Vest Mon, I don't want to be running a minus SPDF nature. It doesn't make sense to me. The Charge Beam I do like, because if he does want to switch into the Latias, we can Charge Beam up on that. We can hit a Charge Beam, and then we can go for Hidden Power Ice, which a +1 Hidden Power Ice does to a KO it, so we're looking good there. This is really just like pretty much the same set that we brought last time. It's not. It threatens out the Primarina pretty well, and it, you know, does a little good, pretty good chip damage. I don't think it's going to be sweeping anything like that, or, getting major kills. I want to use it mostly for initiative, threatening out some of his mons, and doing that kind of thing. So the next mon we have is actually the same set that we brought last time, because we have to bring it, or else Diggersby will just sweep through our team. And that's going to be Chops. Now, the one difference I did put on this is I put on Rock Tomb, and I don't have Earthquake on it. The reason why I'm not putting on Earthquake is because I didn't really have to click it at all last game. Like, there wasn't, like, and I don't see a point where I don't believe his Tapu Koko would ever stay in on my Piloswine. I think he would U-turn out on me or switch out, so I don't think there's ever possibility of me clicking Earthquake on the Tapu Koko. Just don't see it happening ever. So with that being said, I'm just going to put Rock Tomb on here because it is like a little bit more of an accurate Rock Slide. We do drop some speeds, so if we do like click Rock Tomb, and then we get like knocked out after, then it forces us to switch because we can bring something in that's then faster than it, and then you know, get off a huge hit that way. So if I, you know, drop some speeds on some things and then I die, and then I can bring something in that can help me revenge kill it. So I like Rock Tomb a little bit this week, but we do have the Ice Shard because it is a nice priority. It does hit the Latias, it does hit the Beedrill, and Beedrill does not have the best defense. It also does hit the Donphan, the Gourgeist for super effective damage. I am a little bit worried about the Gourgeist, like low-key. Don't know if it's going to come, but I am bringing a Guts Hariyama's, like when you guys will see in like a couple seconds, that I can kind of bait into going for Will-O-Wisps. So I think that the combination of like Piloswine with Thick Fat and then Hariyama with Guts, it's like gives me an opportunity to switch into things that might want to burn me. So I think we'll be okay. Now I gotta be careful with this thing because we don't like taking Moonblast. we don't. Like Primarina hits so hard. It hits stupidly hard. We have Fake Out because pretty much the goal of this team, like I said, is to get some chip damage on everything. So if I get in, I click Fake Out, something takes like 15%, 20%, something like that, then that's good. That's extra damage that can ensure some KOs on some of the mons that that Blastoise would normally be able to like OHKO with like Water Spout. So Fake Out is like really good damage. He doesn't really have a lot of knockoff switch-ins that also want to take Earthquake or anything like that. So like let's say Tapu Koko might want to come in and try to take that knockoff. It's going to get hit with the Earthquake. Not going to appreciate that damage. Just knockoff in general is pretty good against this team. I am slightly worried about this set because I just wanted to bring something different, like that I don't think like he'll be expecting. So that's kind of the point of that. And finally, we have our Crobat, which is a little bit different than the set that we brought last time. We have Defog, U-Turn, Sludge Bomb, and Air Slash. Unfortunately, the physical set just doesn't do as much as the special set does. Like Sludge Bomb gets the OHKO on Tapu Koko, whereas Cross Poison does not. Just because of the fact that like its base stat is lower in its special defense, so Sludge Bomb does do more. With the Expert Belt and 76 EVs and special attack, we can get the knockout on it. Air Slash, because we do face a Primeape, so we want to make sure that we can hit that Primeape for super effective damage. We have U-Turns, so we can U-turn out on things like Bronzong that would normally just kind of like say, hey, you can't do anything, but you know, we have U-Turns, we can get out of there. Air Slash is actually pretty decent this week because it'll do more to Gourgeist because Gourgeist has a lower special defense stat. So that's just another example of why special Crobat is better. I originally wanted to go with the physical set because just generally it seems to like hit things a little bit better. But it still, you know, does it still does pretty well. Like I wanted to run Roost on here, but I just can't fit it. Like I just don't have an option. Like I want to, like Defog is kind of necessary because if we can get rid of hazards, we can keep Blastoise healthy. So that's going to be the team builder for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys tomorrow for the battle. Peace out.